What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, man, to another video, man. Y'all don't know I tell prison stories, man. I did 10 years in the Georgia Department of Corrections, so now I'm sharing my story and sharing my journey from behind the walls about things that I've seen, I've been a part of, or just regular day-to-day life of being behind the walls. Only those who've been behind the wall will know what it really feels like. And if you haven't been behind the walls, hey man, I could tell you don't want to end up behind the wall. So just follow these stories, man. Hopefully y'all can learn something, man. Give y'all a little insight of what's going on behind the walls. Now this story, man, was about the dude. He had some gruesome things done to him, man. He was a gang member. He got caught messing around with one of them body boys, one of them funny guys, happy fellas or whatever. So this story kick off, man, and I remember this day I came back from detail. I worked in a gym. I was a gym orderly. Like we referee basketball games, football games, soccer games, softball games. We run the game room. We bring the PlayStations around to different dorms. We go win dorm of the week or dorm of the month. Or we just operate the gym when each dorm will come every week into the gym to play the games because they get time to come in and play the games or whatever. You know, the guys want to play the Madden and the 2K. Everybody want to brag and boast, and you know they be betting on the side. So this particular day, man, I came back from the gym, and today was a Wednesday, like it was the last Wednesday of the month, and that was Chicken Day. You get a whole leg quarter, man. It was the only time of the month. One time out of the month you get chicken. So, you know, guys like me, we be buying extra chicken. Buying extra chicken from different people in the dorm who might want to sell it. You might catch somebody down bad a couple days before. They might be hungry before they go to sleep or something. They might pull up. Hey, Jamaica, man, you think I want to sell you my chicken, man? I'll be like, all right, I'll give you 3-4 soups for it or whatever. And you know, whenever on chicken day, make sure you have my chicken. If I come to the chow hall, I'll get it from you. Gotta bring my little bag, stack them in there. So this particular day, I came back, boom. I go in my room, boom. I see my roommate. What's up, Big G? And my roommate was Big G. Old country dude, man, big whatever. And he was banging the G's. He was banging GDs or whatever. But anyway, bro looked like he had just got out the shower or whatever. So I just hollered at him and I hopped out the room to go out there and give him some space so he could groom himself or whatever. And that's one of the things you gotta know about the system. You know, you gotta learn how to rotate the room with your bunkmate so you won't really be in his way or him being in your way or whatever. So I left out the room. I hear him call me rude boy. You know, he always called me rude boy. He don't call me Jamaica rude boy. Come here. Boom, I go back. Like, what's up, big homie? So he like, hey, bro, you ain't see Valdosta nowhere or whatever. So I like, hell yeah, I seen him when I was coming in the dorm. He was coming back from the kitchen. Now, Valdosta was one of his GD homies or whatever. He worked in the kitchen. So instantly, when Big G would ask me about Valdosta, I already knew what he wanted. He wanted some chicken. Big G was a big dude, man. Bro gonna have about 6-7 pieces of that leg quarter, that foul. So I go down to, I told him, yeah, I see you guys. Also, see, we like, holla at him, bro. He's supposed to get me some chicken or whatever. I stroll around in the dorm. Now, this dorm was at Reedsville. So this dorm, I think it was like 56-man dorm. But you had upstairs, but there was like different dorms. Downstairs where I was, once you come out your room, it's a straight shot. You looking straight at the back door, the stairs to go up through the back door. You got a TV room over here, you got a TV room over here. Now his room was to the end down there. So I go down there. I knock on the door. I like, said Valdosta. He like, who that? I like, man, it's Jamaica, bro. He like, rude boy, all going. Be like, what's up, bro? Now he always used to joke and always try to talk like he Jamaican. Whatever, that's how he was. Open the door, oh, go on, rude boy. So I'm like, your big homie Big G said, need to holler at him about whatever. You know that big ass nigga, he wanting birds or whatever. So right when I say that, I hear somebody say, "Excuse me," which was coming out the room that he was in because he had the door cracked. And somebody coming out and say, "Excuse me." When I look, it's this tall ass punk that was in the dorm. Yeah, a tall ass punk. Oh yeah, and it was punks in this dorm at Reedsville. It was a lot of them down there, man. Trust me. There's about 3 or 4 of them in my dorm. But you know, that's why I say I thankful for that detail because I'll be able to leave and you won't have to see these folks all day, whatever. Boom, he was coming out of Valdosta room. So Valdosta kind of looked at me, and I was like, man, just holler at bro, man. Boom, I push off. I go back down to the room. Boom, boom, boom. I go in the room, big homie, he done finished, got himself together. He was like, "Man, Jamaica, you seen?" I was like, "Yeah." I just seen him down there. I told him to holler at you though, or whatever. So he like, he didn't tell him about the chicken. I was like, "Yeah, I told him to holler at you, whatever." So Big G, I started to get my stuff together for the shower. When he seen that, instantly he moved out, you know, because it's pretty much my time in the room, whatever. And I then went around and collect some of my chickens. So I put them in my bowl, I put them in the box. So when I get out the shower now, I can start prepping for my meal. So now, Big G went outside or whatever, boom, I hear him out there. He talking to a little dude named Lil G. Lil G was from Savannah. You had Big G and you had Lil G. Lil G was bad as hell though. He was bad, man. Rotten bad. The only person that could talk to him and keep him in like this was Big G. Because Big G would make sure that he alright. Big G was making sure that he wasn't hurting for nothing. He had food. He had his little Al Green. He had his Chris Brown. So he could stay calm or whatever. Because that little dude was off the chain, man. One second you here, but another second you down there, you might see Lil G coming out of somebody's room like this with a big old bag of food. And you see the person coming out looking sad because he just robbed him or he just pressed him for whatever. So that was Lil G. So I heard Big G telling Lil G outside the door, like, "Hey man, pull up on Valdosta, man. Make sure get them chicken for me or whatever." Boom. Instantly you could hear Lil G in the dorm. He had a high-pitched voice, man. "Say Valdosta. Say Valdosta. Man, where you at? Where you at?" Boom. Going down the dorm or whatever. Boom, I get my stuff. I go in the shower, do what I do. Boop, 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 boop. Get myself together, come back out the shower. I start breaking down the chicken. Start separating off the bone. I'm about to season it up, put some pickles, put some onions in there. And I'm about to cook me some rice and put it all together. You know what I'm saying? I got some mayonnaise and I got some cheese I could put on top of it or whatever. So starting to prep my meal. Boom, I'm walking. Boom. Big G see me down there by the water fountain trying to get some hot water. So he like, "Man, you still ain't seen Valdosta?" I was like, "Nah, I thought I heard Lil G calling him for you." He's like, "Lil G ain't see him." Somebody said he left out the dorm. But I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get my hot water so I can, boom, get my food or whatever. So instantly now we hear the back door open. Because you got to climb up the stairs to go in the back walk, go in the kitchen, whatever. So boom, we hear the door open. You see, so I look toward where the stair was, where they come downstairs. Boom, I see Valdosta come downstairs first. Boom, he got a bag in his hand, loaded with lead quarters. Boom, but guess who behind him? Punkin, this big old punk coming behind him. So I look at Big G. Big G like, boom, instantly they walk. They go to Valdosta room, I guess. The Big G pull up, boom. I get my water, whatever, put it in my soup or whatever, and try to sit it down and cook. I left it down there by the sports TV. And I'm going back to the room to get my other stuff. So when I go to the room to get my other stuff, I'm coming back. I heard Big G in the room where Valdosta was. He like, "Man, I told y'all about that shit. I told you about that shit. You can't be associated with that punk like that. You can't be doing that shit, bro. You can't be doing it. You GD. And if any other GD see you doing this around here, they gonna feel like they could do anything because that's the ultimate disrespect towards the game." So boom now, I get my stuff. We down there at the sports TV. They call count. So when they call count now, you know you got to get on the door. Everybody pretty much get on their respective door. They come through and they count, do whatever. So after they count, I go in the room now. Big G coming there. He like, man, Jamaica, man, you wouldn't get swept, man. I said, what? He said, man, you know, after we seen Shawty coming downstairs with the goddamn chicken or whatever, he go to the room with the punk in the room. When I go holler at him, the punk coming out the door. So he telling me that he having a conversation, which I walked past and I heard bits and bits of the conversation, but I ain't want to seem like I was just eavesdropping on what's going on. So now Big G, you know, Big G was the type of dude like, he always tell me, not giving away nothing about the gang or whatever, but sometimes, you know, we bunkmates and we pretty cool. So he'll tell me, ask me what I think about different opinions about what's going on with the gang shit, because he know I was neutral. And he always said that, bro, that's the best thing you could have ever did was not join no gang when you came to the chain gang. And I respected that. So Big G was telling me that he telling Valdosta like, bro, you can't be hanging around these people. Guess what this man said Valdosta said, y'all? Valdosta said this is his homeboy. They grew up together in Valdosta. He know Punkin' mama and Punkin' know his mama. That's why they be sitting down and talking whatever. Mind you, people in the dorm was already talking before this. So this was nothing new to Big G and Valdosta. Because people was talking that he was sitting down playing cards. They'd be playing casino all day. And like I said, both of them work in the kitchen. So sometimes you might go in the chow hall, they sitting out there in the chow together, across from each other at the table eating. GDs, they be hot. Big G was tight. He like, man, I don't know what to do to that nigga, man. He said, man, bro, you know, I got my own shit going on, so I can't be focusing on this bullshit. That's what I'm trying to tell this nigga, like, bro, just stop dealing with that punk. You ain't gotta have no association with him. Cool, he from your hometown, cool, y'all grew up together, cool, you know him, you know his mama know you, but bump all that. Once you here, and you got the G on you, you GD or whatever. So I'm telling him, I'm like, bro, you know, this is a funny place, bro. There's some weird people in here. I try not to say too much because at the set speed, I don't want him to think that even though he's sharing this with me, I'm telling him what's going on. And I'm mindful of me telling him something and he go back and tell somebody and me just getting mixed up in their gang business. Because I'm not a gang member. I sit down and I listen to you, whatever, but I ain't going to give you no advice because you're your own man. And Big G was a seasoned vet as far as with the GDs because he was over the dorm and he had rank on the compound. So Big G was like, man, I can't be dealing with all this, bro. You know, I got my own thing going on. Big G was hustling. Big G be having everything. Sometimes he be putting me on. I might fall off for a minute, mess my money up. I've been hustling. When he get it in, he getting zips in. He getting the Al Green, he getting the Chris Brown, and he be getting them crushed crystals that the white boys love. Even the black dudes, because they seem like they love it more in the chain gang now than the white dudes and the Mexicans. Yes, y'all. And black dudes, they be on that ice. They be skating around all day and night. So Big G was like, man, I ain't trying to mess up what I got going on because he making good money. And that's the ultimate goal. These guys be focused on their paper. They don't care about this gang stuff. Mind you, they probably been in the gang since the street, or they probably became in the gang and they was in prison. And when they get money, they might get scared and get tied in with a gang for protection. But Big G was like, man, somebody will have to deal with that nigga, man, because I ain't with that shit. I ain't with that shit. When he said that, instantly now came Lil G. Boom, he knock on the door. Man, y'all nigga open up the door, man. Y'all two old ass niggas or whatever. He's like, what y'all got going on? So he's seeing Big G face. I guess he kind of knew what the conversation, what the topic was that we was talking about when we in there. He said, gangster, I already told you already, big homie. All you gotta do is just give me the green light. I'ma do it to him. So he like, man, calm down, little nigga. He's like, nah, man, I ain't gonna calm, man. This man be doing this shit too much. Too much. Every time you look, he playing cards with the punk. Or somebody in the dorm saying that they think he gay or he this. And next thing you know, we shaking up with him. We throwing up G's. We having meeting together. You know what I'm saying? We putting food in the same box. Or sometimes they might cook together, whatever. But Lil G wasn't feeling this at all. So I guess he ain't felt satisfied with what Big G was telling him because he young and his head hot. He push out the room. Boom. He push out the room. He push off. So we still in there kind of chopping it up. And I'm telling Big G, like I said, I don't want to share too much, but I'm telling him, like, you just got to be careful of what's going on. Be homie, be careful of the next step that you make. So we heard boom, 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 beating on the door again. This time I'm thinking it's the police because his person was knocking hard. Now y'all know how the police knock. They knock the same way. It's either when you on the street or you behind the wall. When they knock, you know it's the police. You know it ain't no regular person where you be like, who the hell is that knocking on my door? Like they the police. Oh yeah. So he come in, he's like, man, I told you, man, I ain't with this shit. I ain't with this shit. I'm about to pour him out. I'm about to wet his ass up. So Big G was like, man, what the hell you talking about, man? He like, man, big homie, go down to this sports TV, man. Just walk down there to where the sports TV was, man. Tell me what you see. As a matter of fact, Jamaica, you go. I'm like, nigga, you know I ain't with that shit, man. I ain't with that, bro. I'm about to eat my food, bro. I don't be with all that goofy stuff. So Big G was like, what you talking about? He said, man, you just talked to this nigga, man. Now this nigga sitting down there at the sports TV with the punk. Both of them sitting side by side eating. So Big G like, man, oh hell no, man. I know Brian God didn't try me like that. I just talked to him about this shit. So Big G, he was highly upset. He was hot, but you could tell that he was thinking. He was in deep meditation about what's going on because he trying to make that split-second decision. And this is the thing about prison. It's going to become, a lot of times you're going to come at a crossroad where you got to make that decision real quick. Is you going to jump out there or you just going to ease back and analyze the situation? And sometimes we all tend to use ignorance. Even when you out here on the street, on day-to-day life, you still be making a lot of split-second decisions. So you got to train your mind to learn how to sit back and analyze it real good so you don't crash out. And I could tell that Big G didn't want to crash out. So he like, man, boom. So he like, man, as a matter of fact, he like, bro, I'm about to goddamn call over here on the west side of the compound, man. I guess he wanted to call and talk to one of the other gangsters who had some more rank or whatever. So boom, they go. We see a little white dude. He come to the dorm. He come up to the door. That was Valos's roommate, White Boy Ron. White Boy Ron came knocking. He came knocking. When he come knocking, I already know what he want. He want that cream, that crystal. That's what he want. He be snorting it, smoking it or whatever. But White Boy Ron never really had money like that. So whenever he come, you know that somebody 9 times out of 10 sending him. So when he come in the room, Big G was like, man, hold on, man. And then he on the phone, he said, hold on, G, let me serve this white dude or whatever. Let me serve the white dude, because I'm going to have to take care of his ass. So he stopped talking. But Ron, I guess Ron kind of heard that little part of the conversation. And Ron was like, man, I already told him, man. I'll be telling him again, man. I don't even like that punk coming in my room. I'm not with that stuff, man. I've been in Chain Gang over 10 years, and I ain't never been in no situation where punks be coming in my room and just be coming out as they please. Now this even got Big G more hot. Big G like, what you talking about? He's like, yeah, that punk be coming in there all the time, man. He said, man, I even tried to tell him. Ron was like, I tried to tell him one time, and he smacked the shit out of me. Said, it's his room. I'm just living in here. This is his room. He could do whatever he want. He smacked the shit out of me and told me if I tell anybody else, or tell any of the gangsters or anybody about it, he gonna goddamn make sure he beat my ass up real good and pull me out. So Big G was like, what? He's like, yeah. So now, Big G, I guess I pushed out the room and I went and goddamn made my little finish making my food, smashing my food or whatever. But I'm sitting down on one of the tables inside the dorm. I'm seeing everything that's going on. Mind you, about 6 or 7 GDs in the dorm. So you see all of them kind of kept going towards my room. At one time, it was like 4 of them in there with Big G. So I'm sitting there eating, I'm watching. When they come out, I see one of them, he go put his shoes on. So I'm like, what the hell he finna go put his shoes on? Instantly, I know Big G probably got that call and said, green light. Follow suit. The rest of them called putting on their shoes. Boom, now they call count. Officers coming there, 2 officers coming there. Count time, count time. Get y'all ass on the door, man. Count time, y'all know what it is. If you in the bed, get up. Get up, those in the bed, get up. 9 o'clock count. So you might hear people screaming out, man, I work in the kitchen. I just got out the kitchen, man. I'm tired. I'm finna lay down. Like, get your ass up or whatever. Everybody get on the count, walk down to my room. I'm standing beside Big G. I could just feel the heat coming off of him. He 38 hot. So he like, man, Jamaica. I'm like, what's up, big homie? He like, man, I'm finna do it to him. I'm like, what you talking about, man? We finna do it to his ass, man. We finna goddamn go back in his room and figure out what we finna do to him, but we finna do it to him, man. I already got the green light. I'm finna do it to him. So I'm like, shit, alright, bro. What can I tell you to not do it to him? This your people's. This gang issue. I'm not a gang member. But I hear you, though. I'm not just be goddamn be careful. Boom. I go back to finish smashing my food. Because I'm trying to enjoy this chicken, man. It's only once a month. We don't get this no every day. Or sometimes you might get, I work in the gym, so I might get other food during time. But as far as state meals is concerned, it's once a month. I gotta enjoy this. I'll go back, I'll finish eating, whatever. Now, all these dudes is in my room. All of them. All the GDs. Like I said, it's about 6 or 7 of them. They in there talking for about 30 minutes. So I'm like, man, what the hell they got going on, man? I'm like, they finna do some real dumb stuff. I could tell Lil G, he was standing outside the door at some points. He was out there like this. Like he was security to what was going on in the room. I guess they're having a conversation how they're gonna resolve this issue about one of their gangsters keep trimming around with this Punkin. Yeah, that was his name, Punkin. And Valdosta, I guess he liked pumpkins because he couldn't stand not being around Pumpkin. So they in the room discussing what they discussing. I see the door open. About 2 of them, they fall out or whatever. So Lil G, they in there talking. They looking, but the way they looking, you could tell that they looking to see if Valdosta was nowhere around. But Valdosta now, he should be then seen this coming. But I guess he was so caught up with sitting at the goddamn basketball game with Punkin, he didn't realize all the GDs was coming together to go against him. Yeah, they were about to do something to him. But he was just there sitting down, goofing around down there at the TV with Punk. So I could see all Lil G. He walked down there, I guess to look where dude was. When he looked, he seen him down there. I seen him go back towards my room, and he talking, but he had his back turned. But I seen everybody looking down that way, and I could tell that he telling them that Valdosta is still down there by the sports TV. When he tell him that, about 3-4 minutes later, there was Valdosta walking past me, going towards his room. So once I see him go in his room, he pushed the door up. The Punk was still down there by the TV room. Once he go in there, he pushed his door up. Big G called me. He like, hey, rude boy. I said, yo, I go on. He said, man, come here real quick. When I went real quick, he gave me a bag. big old decent sized bag like this, and gave me his phone. He's like, bro, hold on to this something. Get to this white dude or whatever. He had a white dude in the dorm that be putting his stuff up for him. Every night, dude would put his stuff up in their spot. You know, them dudes had them vaults. Police be coming there shaking down. They can't find nothing, man. You would have thought they had Fort Knox in their cell to where how that was secure. So now, tell me, boom, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Looking for the white dude he sent me to. I see him. I slide down there. Slide off in the room. I'm like, hey, Big G said lock this phone ASAP. Lock it for an ASAP, lock it for an ASAP. So now I can tell Big G, he sent Lil G around because Lil G was going to different people's door, to people who had cell phones. I guess he was trying to put them on guard to put their cell phones up because they knew something was just about to happen. Now this is a form of respect. They're telling, man, put y'all stuff up, man. We about to lock the dorm down. So after Lil G done made his rounds, you can see people going from rooms to different rooms. Mind you, the same white dude that I took Big G stuff to, I seen a couple dudes going to him. I already knew he had done opened a safe and people was going to put their stuff up because it was about to go down. Everybody kind of knew, except for Val Austin and Pumpkin, because if Pumpkin they knew, Pumpkin would have told them. They all gathered up by my room again. I said, Lil G, he walked over there to where the trash can was, and it was a broom leaned up right there. He took the broom up. They all made a step in unison like this. They walked off right down the Val Austin room. When they were going down the Val Austin room, I seen Val Austin door opening. Like he getting ready to come out the door to go about his business and do whatever he want to do. So I heard Lil G was like, hey, Val Austin, don't go nowhere, fam. We'll holler at you real quick. But Val Austin, he kind of seen, I guess, I seen that he seen that something was about to happen to him because he kind of froze in trance like this when he seen all of them. And by the time he froze like that, they was up on him. Big G grabbed him like this. Lil G, they opened the door, he slid him back in the room just like that. I heard him, help, help. What it is, G? Man, y'all can't do this to me, nigga. I'm gangster, I've been gangster since I was 13. You heard boom, 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 boom. And if you've been to prison and there been fights in any rooms or jail, you know how that sound. He sounded like some gorillas in there tearing stuff up. Then I heard him start screaming, ah, man, y'all can't do this shit to me, fam. Y'all can't do it to me, fam. Man, listen up, man. Y'all tune in for part 2, man. I'll drop this part 2 tomorrow, man. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. And make sure y'all stay safe, man.